Hello folks, Joe Byetta, Superintendent here in Stoughton. Wanted to bring some facts forward to the families here in Stoughton that attend Stoughton Public Schools and overall the taxpayers of Stoughton. So what we have here from my right is the Daw Elementary School with the addition of modulars. Next to it is the rendering of the new Stoughton Elementary School project, followed by two more additions of the Gibbons and the Hanson modular classrooms. So last night at the redistricting committee, this was a major discussion. So I'd like to go through that with you as well. So what we have here at the Daw School is you have the overview of the Daw. You have its incredibly significant recess and play area. And then you have here a rendering of where 6 modular classrooms would go, including bathrooms, with the entrance point, which would be a canopy-like entrance point into the main building. Remember that the main building itself is seeing nothing new as part of this addition. This is the actual addition. Again, the canopy area here. The canopy does not mean that it's completely closed in. Just remind ourselves of that with concerns around safety and weather. And here are your classrooms that take place, offices, special education, so on and so forth. So again, this is how it looks like at the Daw, with an addition of approximately 120 students attending the Daw, bringing that school to well over 530 students. Here we have the rendering of the Stoughton Elementary School project. Many of you have already seen this. As you know, this is being built in South Stoughton. It's important to remember that. And redistricting causes us to look at where all the students are going district-wide. And this elementary school, the Pinwheel as it's called, is off of Park Street. And the idea behind this rendering is that this is housing 600 students and redistricting district-wide. It's a 3-floor building, as you can see, establishing communities of K1, 2, 3, 4, 5, each with the oldest grades at the 3rd floor. The next two are the continuation of redistricting with the modulars. You saw the Daw. Now here's the Gibbons and the Hanson. I'd like to go through and just show you the rendering again here and here, but the overview. Again, this is our recess area at the Gibbons as you're looking at the Gibbons. So as you can see, the modulars would be going here, taking up almost all of the playground area. And again, the canopy in the back entrance here. And then again, 6 modular classrooms and offices and bathrooms also here. So both the Daw and the Gibbons, significant loss of outdoor play area for the school, for each of the schools. Third is the Hanson Elementary School. Here you have the top view, the addition coming off of Central, as you can see here. Again, the rendering here, this is 4 modular classrooms, 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, the canopy entrance right at the middle there to the back entrance, which actually goes to what's pretty much the kindergarten wing currently. Now, what grades would go in any of these modulars? We don't know yet. We're not there yet at that point. But it's not a first come, first serve or any of that. More than likely, the older students would be in the modulars, depending again. Now, what's missing from this that's really important is a discussion that we're having about the Wilkins Elementary School, because in the modular setup, we lose all of South Stoughton and a school in South Stoughton. So I have a concern that with redistricting and all the specialized programs and libraries already being closed down, I have a concern that we probably need to look at the Wilkins also having modular classrooms. So we're working on that, and we'll come forward with that in the near future, dependent on what's taking place with the upcoming election. So here's part of the problem that we're seeing. I'd like to put this up, which is our current district breakdown of maps. So you have the Daw School, you have the Wilkins, the Hanson, the Gibbons, and the South. It's important to remember that if we were building a new school, it would go approximately in this area. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is because of something called a heat map. So this is something from 2223, and I don't know if we can pan in on this a little bit for like a second, and then I'll tell you why. Every area that's in dark red is where our population of students are and where they're going. So clearly, this whole Wilkins School area over here, if you will. This is where we have a significant number of population, and then you go out here to the Hanson, small little level here. Again, you can see the breakdown by colors. But here's our problem. We have a incredible amount of students here in South Stoughton. So what does that mean? These students currently attend the South School. If we break this up, and there is no school in South Stoughton, the heaviest population of students are now going to have to go into this window, if you will, this window of schools. Gibbons, Hanson, Wilkins, Daw, modular classrooms. This is a significant cost to the operational budget. Closest school would be the Gibbons. Furthest away school would be the Hanson. So you can see the rotation of what's going to more than likely happen here. More than likely in a redistricting with modulars. The redistricting situation is grounded in all of these students having to be moved here, which is going to cause a lot of other movement as well. If you stick to the plan of a new school being built here, now you have more of a flow, if you will, of a circle, because you're putting 600 students at this building. You're actually alleviating space at all of our other buildings. Hanson no longer has a library. South no longer has a library, all converted into classroom spaces. The Wilkins is next, then the Gibbons and the Daw will also lose their libraries to classroom spaces. Much of this because of our increased enrollment numbers and wanting to have our specialized classrooms in town. A new elementary school, as a comparison, takes and keeps a school in South Stoughton, which is going to house 600 students and provide us significant more flexibility around bringing back our libraries and our classrooms to what they should be. Elementary schools should have a library. It's that simple. It's a basic necessity, in my opinion, in education. And we do a great job with it with our support staff that runs it. So keep that in mind as well. The last part is, as we look at all of this, and I'm going to take this down now, as we look at all of this, I think it's really important for us to have a discussion. And some of this is not detailed specific yet. We're not there yet. If we go to redistricting with modulars, you're looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars of a design phase, then permitting, applications and permitting. Then, so you're going to have a town meeting in order to do that, to get the funds. Then that's followed by what is the cost of all of this. This is well over $30 million for modulars. And the reason for that is we haven't discussed some of the focal points yet. And let me try to do that with you. And I don't have some of the details, but where is the connection to the sewer lines at these three schools? Utilities, water, all of that depending where it is. Now, I was around for the modular classroom addition at OMS. I was actually on the Stoughton School Committee at the time when that happened. And that is a septic system because it was too expensive and too long of a connection to get to the sewer lines. So we'd have to figure that out for this. And of course, any of those connections. We're going to have to have some type of stormwater management system at all three of these schools potentially put in. Surveillance and alarm systems, sprinkler systems for all the modulars. If the connection at the modulars becomes a closed, fully safe connection, then ADA compliance for the existing three schools needs to be updated, as well as potentially sprinkler systems put into the schools. Again, jacks up the cost. It depends on how we all define safety. The superintendent would define it as our schools should be 100% safe. Traffic plan. So let's take the Daw. So here's the Daw school, one way in, one way out, another way in coming from the side road here, less traffic. So we would now, we're adding over 100 more students, plus the staff for all those classroom spaces. Parking here is already full. I would recommend that the recess area that's remaining is now fully gone and becomes a parking lot. Otherwise, we have to build a parking lot, which is going to increase cost. And to be quite honest, there is no space in these areas to just build a parking lot. You're either eliminating this area here or fully eliminating a parking area for staff, not including that you'd have bus drop-off. If you look at the Gibbons School, again, pattern flows from Bradford and from off of Morton Street and flows this way. This is our bus depot. Again, we're going to need more parking here. So more than likely, parking is happening in these areas. Or we're taking over the backfield areas and having to do the paving. Impact here is significantly less at the Hanson, although we're already using this makeshift area for parking in order to keep the blacktop open for recesses. Again, we would have to take a look at this being fully blacktop in order to move some of the parking spots over to this side. So a lot of questions that we have to go through in order to do the modulars. Facts are important. Facts are important. 3 schools, if not 4. Now let's talk about the Jones School where we're filming this from, taping this from. The Jones School currently has 90 students on the waiting list for preschool. So we're looking at restructuring, redistricting, new elementary school, close the Jones, move the Jones preschool to the Wilkins. Wilkins is an early childhood center. We've closed 2 schools, the South, the Jones, off. Repurpose the Wilkins. In the modular setup, the Jones remains open. There is no Wilkins to go to because the Wilkins is an elementary school K to 5. Again, with potentially modulars going there. So the added cost, besides the Wilkins, which is not shown here, is the Jones School would need total renovation and modulars. Why? We don't have enough space, number one. Number two, we got millions of dollars of work to do to this building, from windows to roofs. And the most important one is actually we're down to 1 boiler in this building at the Jones. So again, cost. So when you're looking at cost versus cost for the modulars, you're looking at a significant temporary fix costing tens of millions, permanent fix costing tens of millions, but it's permanent. It's not a temporary situation. If you have questions, j_baeta@stoughtonschools.org. Anytime, I respond to all emails, pro and con. If you have other ideas, please share them with me or the Stoughton School Committee, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.